Published 1843 EDT, the 18th of October 2017. Updated 1942 EDT, the 18th of October 2017. In the wake of recent tragedies such as the Las Vegas shooting, many Americans have been left wondering if devastating mass-killing events are on the rise. While we may be growing more aware, a new study has found that these events are not becoming more common. Instead, they've occurred steadily over the last decade, and tend to happen randomly. As both the timing and methods behind these events were found to be random, the experts say predicting them would be extremely difficult, suggesting it may instead be more useful to implement better response plans. While we may be growing more aware of mass killings, a new study has found that these events are not becoming more common. Instead, they've persisted at a steady rate for the last decade. A makeshift memorial honoring the victims of the Las Vegas shooting is pictured. The study from the University of Illinois looked at data from 323 mass killings, all documented last year in an investigation by USA Today. The team investigated mass killings as a whole, and as 6 different subgroups, e.g., public killings versus family killings. While many people may equate the term with mass shootings, the study notes that mass killings extend even beyond these scenarios, including family killings and other events. In both the overall data and the subgroup cases, they found that the events were distributed uniformly over the decade-long dataset, and the data revealed the timing between these events was what the authors refer to as memoryless, meaning one did not necessarily lead to another imminent event. While it's often suggested copycat events will follow mass killings, the researchers say this might not be true, at least among the subgroups. Instead, the methods and timing appear to be random. In the study, researchers from the University of Illinois analyzed data on mass-killing events, or those in which 4 or more people were killed, between January 1, 2006 and October 4, 2006. For most people, the term may seem synonymous with mass shootings or active shooter events. But this is not necessarily the case. The researchers note that mass killings extend even beyond these scenarios, also including family killings and other events. In total, the study looked at data from 323 mass killings, all documented last year in an investigation by USA Today. One of the things we were hoping to do is give people some clarity, said lead author Douglas M. King, a senior lecturer of industrial and enterprise systems engineering. If they hear about an event, they can look at that event in proper context. When you see a mass killing on the news, it captures your attention. You hear about these events more, and start to wonder, does this indicate that mass killings are escalating in frequency? Data shows that even though we're more aware of mass killing events, the rate that they've happened overall has remained steady. The team investigated mass killings as a whole, and as 6 different subgroups, for example, public killings versus family killings. In both cases, they found that the events were distributed uniformly over the decade-long dataset. The researchers not only sought to understand the rate at which these events are happening, but whether the occurrence of one will indicate that another is imminent. And the data revealed the timing between these events was what the authors refer to as memoryless. For most people, the term may seem synonymous with mass shootings. But the researchers note that mass killings extend even beyond these scenarios, also including family killings and other events. Mass shootings in the U.S. this year are plotted in the map above. Being memoryless means that the amount of time since the last event doesn't have any impact on the amount of time until the next event. King said, if you're waiting for a bus, the more time you wait, the closer you are to the next bus coming. But with each subgroup of mass-killing events, the time since the last event gives you no insight at all into when the next event will happen. If it has been a longer time since the last event, it does not mean we are due for another. While it's often suggested copycat events will follow mass killings, the researchers say this might not be true, at least among the subgroups. Instead, the methods and timing appear to be random. The copycat principle doesn't apply to any specific subgroup of mass killing, said co-author Sheldon H. Jacobson, a professor of computer science. According to the new research, mass killing events have occurred at a uniform rate in the United States over the last decade. Pictured, members of the University of Las Vegas Bomb Squad visit a memorial for the victims of the tragic shooting. For example, if there's a shooting, that doesn't mean there's going to be another shooting. However, when we look at all the mass killings together, there's some indication that a mass killing event could lead to another at some point in the future, but we can't specify the type it will be or when it will happen. According to the researchers, these findings could help to guide policymakers in planning for these types of tragedies. And the study could help put these events into context. On average, the data show the U.S. experiences about one mass killing every 2 weeks, the authors note, making them difficult to prevent. For us to try to predict when or where these events will occur is very problematic, Jacobson said. Spending funds on guards at schools or public spaces may not be the best use of scarce public resources. What we need is resiliency in the infrastructure so that when these events do occur, there is a plan for response. Every community should have a plan in place and people who are designated to respond, plus mass education on how to deal with these situations. The data suggests that's the best strategy for minimizing the impact of mass killing events.